Stress is the most debilitating emotion there is, and not being in control and not being able to do anything about it. This can cause a person to lose their minds. Most people are in a constant state of distress because they feel lost and hopeless. But the worst thing is that they fail to adapt to changing circumstances in their life, and they lack foundation. You know why? They do the same thing over and over, thinking that more money is the solution. I got my mind on my money and my money on my mind. Money is definitely a solution, but without addressing deeper issues in your life, it will only occur over and over again. Once again, companies are cutting back and laying off workers. Do you want to learn how to recession-proof your life when everything is going well? Remember, recessions are cyclical and occurs like clockwork every 3 to 5 or 47 years. Every president has to deal with the economy. Learn how to take yourself out of this business cycle and use it as an opportunity to prosper. In my main course, we go into more detail on how to identify these business cycles and how you should treat your resources and use them to create wealth. When you love yourself and your children, you will invest in and learn to become your best self. This is the best mental health therapy against anxiety and depression. So, work with your children early so they can become the superstar they want to be, able to withstand disappointment and hardship and thrive. Parents, you have to stop handicapping your children and get out of their way. Get out of the way of their personal growth and professional development. You may think you know best, but the world has changed and they can get information now that you would not have access to when you were their age. Make them do their chores and take education seriously by establishing discipline and structure and expecting results. I have created the 52-week training program for the family and the Rite of Passage program for age 12 and up. These are both powerful programs to transform you and your family and friends. Because when your children turn 18 years of age, for example, you'll want your son to be a man all of a sudden and be responsible when you never taught him how to do it. Mothers tend to empower their daughters, but the sons are so spoiled until they become worthless, looking to their mother or other women to take care of them, leading to a shortage of good men. Women complain about no good men, but women are raising them. Half of parents still financially support their adult children. Studies show. Half of parents with a child over 18 provide them with at least some form of financial support. For parents, however, supporting grown children can be a substantial drain at a time when their own financial security is at risk. Throughout the pandemic, many adults turn to a likely safety net, their parents. These parents are shelling out roughly $1,000 a month on average on such expenses, the report found. However, young adults just starting out have faced significant financial hurdles over the last few years, including an uneven job market, hefty student loan bills from school, and soaring housing costs. In 2020, the share of those living with their parents, often referred to as boomerang kids, temporarily spiked to an historic high. And yet, 62% of adult children living at home don't contribute to the household expenses at all. Now we are in another recession, which occurs, like I said, mentioned every 3 to 5, 47 years, which is causing each generation to be worse off than the last, represented by the enormous government debt and personal debt. This leads to tremendous emotional stress and trauma, which has a direct effect on any type of relationship. So, how do we change this damaging and debilitating economic trend? Boardwalk School of Economics, will give you and your family the foundation to address such an important survival issue beforehand. This is also a major reason for the increasing rate of homelessness sweeping our nation. It all has a domino effect. According to a recent report in 2022, increasing savings is a top financial responsibility, reported by 40%. Paying off debt was ranked at 30%. Saving for retirement, 17%. Purchasing big-ticket items such as a house or a car, 8%, which this category is the foundation of the American dream. That's what you use to measure your success in society. Child rearing expenses, 4%, and wedding-related expenses, 1%, because marriages are down due to economics, and dysfunctional individuals can't get into functional relationships. You see, though, the 4% related to child rearing expenses means that not enough investment is being put into investing in the personal growth and professional development of your children before they become 18. The remaining statistics are merely symptoms coming from this category. Investing in child growth and their economic development will cause the other categories to substantially improve, which covers dropping out of high school, prison, crime, living at home and not contributing, which leads directly to homelessness. You need therapy because it is overwhelming and your therapist is getting paid, helping his or her mental health, while you're being left without a real solution, which started at childhood. Not what the therapist is saying, asking you, how do you feel about your parents? This has nothing to do with your parents in a way, directly. Indirectly is because you were not prepared to compete in society. Listen, parents supporting grown children can be a substantial financial and emotional drain at a time when their own financial security is at risk. Even with the additional responsibility of taking care of adult children, parents must learn how to take care of themselves and thrive, and this program addresses that issue. It's like when you're on an airplane and the flight attendant says over the intercom, if you need to wear a mask because of an emergency, you need to put yours on first before helping others. How can you help someone else if you haven't taken the time to help yourself? Of course, when you spend money supporting your adult children, that drains the funds you could be using to put toward other financial goals, such as paying off debt, saving for long-term health care costs, and retirement planning. This being said, life is a very difficult proposition, even for those who do not have children. This all leads to mental health issues when you throw in an unstable marriage and toxic relationships. I believe I have created the solution to both, because if you solve the financial management issues and foundation issues, most of these issues other issues would never arise. We'll talk about relationships on another podcast. Part 4, the solution, is finding your purpose, your passion, your drive, what motivates you. So you must slow down and get a grip on yourself and meditate. Meditation is so important, so that voice can talk to you and give you answers so you can take action. Life in America takes a degree all by itself. You just can't, the times have passed where you can just live life at a whim. It's going to catch up with you. This is the degree in life that teaches you the path that the dollar makes in the creation, accumulation, and preservation of wealth. Life is so complicated now that everyone needs a viable strategy other than just to keep hope alive, hoping that things will work out. Hope is not a tangible strategy which can produce a tangible outcome. If you are prepared, you are confident, and you realize there is no need to worry, just take action, which you'll be trained to do. And you'll do that as you develop yourself and you get the skills and training you need to be successful. If you let me, I can give you and your family and friends that extra edge to preparation and success. Boardwalk School of Economics. Enroll now at boardwalklifeplan.com, and powerthroughunity.org. You can also check out my other podcasts, my YouTube videos. The websites are full of very good information. And all this is designed to till the soil of the mind and in order that good seed can be planted. But you have to humble yourself. You have to take the time and slow down. And I guarantee you set aside a year or two and study, then the next years are going to be prosperous. Instead of spinning your wheels for 15, 20 years and going nowhere. I'm telling you. This is therapy. Becoming your best self. Because it's never too late. Be more and thrive. This is the Reverend Dr. Claud A. Sinclair, Esquire, at your service.
Boardwalk School of Economics, the right choice.